moments preceding a seismic event, witnesses have reported seeing eerie phenomena, strange lights flickering in the sky, glowing orbs hovering above the ground, and luminous flashes illuminating the darkness. These mysterious occurrences, known as earthquake lights, have puzzled scientists and fascinated observers for centuries. In the hours leading up to an earthquake that struck Taiwan with devastating force, eyewitnesses reported a puzzling phenomenon, a mysterious light illuminating the night sky. This strange occurrence, observed just hours before the seismic event, has sparked curiosity and speculation among those who saw it. Taiwan, nestled along the Pacific Ring of Fire, is no stranger to seismic activity. Its rugged terrain and complex tectonic boundaries make it susceptible to earthquakes, both large and small. On Wednesday, April 3rd, the island nation was rocked by a powerful earthquake, sending shock waves through communities and leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The epicenter was situated about 18 kilometers or 11 miles south of Hualien. However, amidst the chaos and devastation, witnesses reported an unusual sighting, a mysterious light hovering in the sky, casting a glow over the landscape. Eyewitnesses who observed the mysterious light described it as a shimmering glow, akin to the aurora borealis, but with an intensity and coloration unlike anything they had seen before. Some likened it to a celestial beacon, while others described it as a pulsating orb of light, seemingly suspended in midair. The appearance of the light was sudden and unexpected, manifesting just moments before the earthquake struck, adding to its mystique and intrigue. The sighting of the mysterious light above Taiwan raises intriguing questions about its origin and significance. And while there is no definitive explanation for the phenomenon, scientists have proposed several hypotheses to account for its occurrence. One theory suggests that the mysterious light may be related to the piezoelectric effect, wherein the stress and strain of tectonic movements generate electrical charges within the Earth's crust. As these charges accumulate along fault lines, they may discharge into the atmosphere, producing luminous phenomena such as glowing orbs or flashes of light. This theory is supported by laboratory experiments demonstrating the piezoelectric properties of certain minerals and their ability to produce electrical discharges under pressure. Another possibility is that the mysterious light may be the result of ionization processes occurring in the Earth's atmosphere during seismic activity. As rocks fracture and rupture along fault lines, they release energy in the form of acoustic waves, heat, and electromagnetic radiation. Under certain conditions, this energy may ionize the surrounding air, creating luminous plasmas that manifest as glowing orbs or streaks of light. The sighting of the mysterious light preceding the earthquake in Taiwan provides valuable insights into the complex interplay between geological forces and atmospheric phenomena. By documenting and studying such occurrences, scientists can gain a deeper understanding of the processes underlying seismic activity and potentially develop new methods for earthquake prediction and detection. The devastating earthquake that struck Taiwan, the most significant in over 20 years, resulted in the tragic loss of at least 7 lives and left more than 700 individuals wounded. This seismic event has led authorities in the region to swiftly issue tsunami alerts as a precautionary measure to mitigate further risks and ensure public safety. Taiwan's Seismic Monitoring Agency reported a magnitude of 7.2 for the recent earthquake, whereas the U.S. Geological Survey recorded it as 7.4. The seismic event occurred precisely at 7:58 in the morning, originating approximately 18 kilometers south-southwest of Hualien City. Widespread footage captured individuals undergoing violent tremors throughout Taiwan, depicting significant destruction to structures and essential facilities. In Hualien, a city known for its lower population density but high tourist activity, numerous buildings suffered severe damage. Photographs showcased 9-story constructions tilting at a steep 45-degree angle, highlighting the extent of the devastation caused by the recent events. The aftermath of the seismic activity painted a grim picture of the region, with reports surfacing of infrastructure being severely compromised and communities left in rubble. According to a statement by the Taiwanese government on Wednesday afternoon, a minimum of 77 individuals found themselves trapped either within buildings or beneath the wreckage of a structure that had experienced partial collapse. The foundation of a building in New Taipei City gave way, leading to a dozen individuals needing rescuing as a result. Emergency response efforts were put into motion to extricate those stranded and to manage the situation. Further details regarding the rescue operations and the condition of the affected individuals are yet to be fully disclosed. The Taipei citizen recounted to the Associated Press that she experienced a new level of fear during the recent earthquake, which led her to tears for the first time due to its intensity. Sleeping in her fifth-floor apartment, she was abruptly roused by the tremors, mentioning that the shaking was unlike anything she had ever felt before. The earthquake not only startled her awake, but also left a lasting impact on her, highlighting the profound sense of vulnerability one can experience in the face of an earthquake. 3 individuals lost their lives tragically as a result of being struck by falling rocks while hiking along the rugged terrain of the Decolan Trail within Taiwan's stunning Taroko National Park, situated in Hualien. Furthermore, another individual, who has been revealed to be a truck driver, met a similarly unfortunate fate when large rocks tumbled down, crushing his vehicle in close proximity to a tunnel in the vicinity. The seismic repercussions of the earthquake reverberated not only across mainland China, but also extended to the distant Taiwanese-administered islands situated along the Chinese coast. As reported by Wu Tianfu, the director of Taiwan's Earthquake Surveillance Agency, the impact of the earthquake was so widespread that its effects could be felt over vast geographic distances. Following the seismic activity in Hualien, a series of aftershocks occurred, with one registering a magnitude of 6.5. In response to a seismic event, Taiwan, Japan, and the Philippines have all issued tsunami warnings due to the potential impact of waves reaching up to 3 meters in height. The focus of concern lies on the remote Japanese island cluster of Okinawa, where these formidable waves were initially projected to make landfall. Authorities in Taiwan have taken proactive measures by sending out alerts via text messages to caution residents residing in coastal regions about the importance of remaining vigilant, implementing stringent safety measures, and being mindful of the potential risks associated with abrupt wave surges. As these warnings are disseminated, they serve as crucial reminders for coastal inhabitants to stay alert, exercise utmost caution, and prioritize their safety. Japan's self-defense force has dispatched aircraft to the vicinity to collect data on the tsunami's effects in the Okinawa area. Additionally, they have commenced preparations for the establishment of shelters to facilitate evacuation procedures if the situation demands. The response strategy involves proactive measures to assess the impact accurately and ensure readiness for any necessary evacuations. Following the initial warning, Japan proceeded to lower the tsunami advisory level, thereby revising the anticipated wave height to just 1 meter. Authorities reported that the initial tsunami waves measuring a minimum of 30 centimeters made landfall on Yonaguni Island. This adjustment in the advisory level reflects a reassessment of the potential threat posed by the tsunami. Amidst the issuing of a tsunami warning, Naha Airport in Okinawa has made the decision to halt all flight activities as a precautionary measure. In response to the looming threat of high tsunami waves, the Philippine authorities have issued urgent evacuation orders for residents residing in coastal regions. Specifically, residents residing in coastal regions, specifically those in Baton's, Cagayan, Ilocos Norte, and Isabela. This directive emphasizes the critical importance of relocating to higher ground for the safety of the affected populations. The government's proactive stance aims to mitigate the potential dangers posed by the impending tsunami waves and protect the well-being of the communities at risk. Following the earthquake, high-speed rail services that operate across Taiwan's primary island and the subway network in Taipei were temporarily halted for safety measures. However, according to eyewitnesses, normalcy quickly resumed in the capital city. Children were observed attending school as usual, and the morning rush hour proceeded without significant disruptions. Despite the initial suspension of transportation services, the efficient response and quick restoration of operations in Taipei showcased the resilience of the city's infrastructure. Kelvin Huang, a visitor staying at a city center hotel, expressed his desire to go outside urgently, but was hindered by his lack of appropriate attire. The national legislative body of the island, originally housed in a school structure converted before the onset of the Second World War, showed signs of structural deterioration, with visible damage observed on both the walls and ceilings. During the evacuation process, schools relocated their students to nearby sports fields, providing them with bright yellow safety helmets for protection. To further shield themselves from potential hazards, some students took additional precautionary measures by using textbooks as shields against falling objects, particularly in light of the ongoing aftershocks that followed the initial event. The transportation flow along the eastern coastline experienced a near-complete halt as a result of landslides and cascading debris impacting both tunnels and roadways in the hilly areas. This disruption caused extensive delays and posed significant challenges to commuters and transport services in the affected region. In response to the recent disaster, President Tsai Ing-wen of Taiwan expressed her condolences and promptly mobilized the military to assist in the ongoing rescue and recovery operations. In a message shared on her official Facebook page, she assured the public that the National Army stands ready to provide necessary aid as per the requests of local authorities, emphasizing the paramount importance of safeguarding the lives and properties of the residents. In discussions regarding the continued aftershocks following recent seismic activity, the head of Taiwan's Seismic Monitoring Agency cautioned that there is a possibility of experiencing earthquakes ranging from magnitudes 6.5 to 7 within the next 3 days, and these seismic events are likely to occur in proximity to populated areas on land. This information underscores the potential for significant seismic activity in the near future, emphasizing the importance of preparedness and vigilance among the affected. Mr. Wu emphasized the importance of public vigilance towards pertinent warnings and messages regarding earthquake preparedness and evacuation procedures. He underscored the necessity for individuals to heed these alerts to ensure their readiness for potential seismic events that may happen in the future. China views Taiwan as an integral part of its territory and expressed deep concern about the recent earthquake that struck the self-governed island. Chinese state media reported that China is prepared to offer disaster relief support to Taiwan. However, the strained relations between the mainland and the island make it improbable that Taiwan will accept this assistance. The historical animosity and political tensions between the two sides have created a complex dynamic, with Taiwan asserting its independence while China insists on its territorial claims over the island. This delicate situation has long defined the interactions between mainland China and Taiwan, with each side maintaining distinct political stances and diplomatic positions. Japan's leader, Fumio Kishida, expressed profound sorrow in response to the earthquake and pledged full support to address the aftermath. He conveyed his heartfelt condolences and emphasized the commitment of Japan to extend any required aid to the area. Wednesday's earthquake, which struck Taiwan, stands as the most significant seismic event experienced in the region since the devastating quake of 1999, which inflicted widespread destruction and claimed the lives of approximately 2,400 individuals. Taiwan is situated along the Pacific Ring of Fire, which denotes the area encompassing seismic faults encircling the Pacific Ocean, known for being the location where a significant number of earthquakes worldwide take place. Earthquake lights, also known as seismic luminosity or earthquake-induced luminescence, are atmospheric phenomena characterized by the appearance of luminous phenomena before, during, or after an earthquake. These lights can manifest in various forms, including glowing orbs, flickering flames, and streaks of light that dance across the sky. Reports of earthquake lights have been documented throughout history with accounts dating back to ancient times. One of the earliest recorded instances of earthquake lights occurred during the Lisbon earthquake of 1755, where witnesses reported seeing strange lights in the sky preceding the seismic event. Since then, similar observations have been reported in connection with earthquakes around the world, sparking scientific interest and speculation about the underlying causes of these luminous phenomena. Despite centuries of observation and study, the exact mechanisms behind earthquake lights remain poorly understood. Scientists have proposed various theories to explain these mysterious phenomena, ranging from the release of electrical charges within the Earth's crust to the generation of plasma through the fracturing of rock. One leading hypothesis suggests that earthquake lights are the result of the piezoelectric effect, wherein certain minerals in the Earth's crust produce electric charges when subjected to mechanical stress. As tectonic plates shift and strain before an earthquake, these charges may accumulate along fault lines, eventually discharging into the atmosphere as luminous phenomena. This theory is supported by laboratory experiments demonstrating the piezoelectric properties of certain minerals and the generation of electrical discharges under simulated seismic conditions. Another proposed mechanism for earthquake lights involves the generation of plasma through the rapid fracturing of rock during an earthquake. When rocks rupture along fault lines, they release energy in the form of acoustic waves, heat, and electromagnetic radiation. Under certain conditions, this energy may ionize the surrounding air, creating luminous plasmas that manifest as glowing orbs or flashes of light. While this theory remains speculative, it offers a plausible explanation for the observed correlation between earthquake activity and luminous phenomena. Despite their elusive nature, earthquake lights have been documented in numerous scientific studies and eyewitness accounts. Researchers have compiled catalogs of reported sightings, analyzed photographic and video evidence, and conducted field studies to investigate the prevalence and characteristics of these luminous phenomena. One notable example of earthquake lights occurred during the 2008 Sichuan earthquake in China, where witnesses reported seeing glowing orbs and luminous flashes in the sky before the seismic event. Subsequent analysis of satellite imagery and seismic data confirmed the presence of anomalous luminous phenomena in the vicinity of the earthquake epicenter, lending credence to the reports of eyewitnesses. In addition to direct observations, scientists have employed advanced imaging techniques, such as infrared and ultraviolet photography, to capture earthquake lights in real time. These studies have provided valuable insights into the spectral properties, spatial distribution, and temporal dynamics of earthquake lights, shedding light on their underlying mechanisms and origins. As of right now, the phenomenon of earthquake lights remains one of nature's most intriguing mysteries, captivating scientists and laypeople alike with its strange manifestations. While numerous theories have been proposed to explain these luminous phenomena, much remains unknown about their underlying mechanisms and significance. As our understanding of seismic activity and atmospheric phenomena continues to evolve, so too will our insights into the nature and origins of earthquake lights, illuminating the hidden mysteries of the Earth's dynamic and interconnected systems. In the course of their lives, numerous individuals are bound to stumble upon captivating discoveries, creating more confusion than answers. The mystery of space has captivated our curiosity for decades, unveiling a plethora of riddles waiting to be unraveled. Amidst these wonders stands out the lesser-known tale of the mysterious USB stick, a discovery shrouded in obscurity. The narrative traces back to a local resident in a quaint hamlet situated near Berlin, Germany. The unearthing of this USB stick sparked a chain of events that left many perplexed and intrigued. Delving deeper into the details of this peculiar finding reveals a mysterious digital device that holds the key to a realm of undisclosed information, tantalizing the minds of those who dare to delve into its mysterious contents. The individual recounted the tale of stumbling upon an unusual USB drive lying on the pavement of a parking area. However, this USB drive deviated from the conventional ones found in stores. It piqued his curiosity due to the intricate and strange markings that adorned its surface, prompting him to note that he had never encountered anything quite like it before. Intrigued, he opted to retrieve the USB drive and take it back to his residence, eager to delve into the potential contents it held. Upon connecting it to his laptop and accessing the stored folders, he was astounded by the multitude of vintage photographs showcasing what seemed to depict celestial bodies and other space-related entities. Despite his fascination with the unearthly images, he was at a loss to explain the circumstances surrounding the unexpected discovery of the USB drive, which appeared to safeguard remarkable snapshots from the early space exploration era. This scenario raises the mystery of why such captivating imagery was left behind unattended on the ground. The emergence of numerous photographs from an album labeled 1900 contained in a USB stick led the man to speculate that they dated back to the early 1900s, a time marked by growing interest in space exploration. However, it is widely known that the inception of space exploration occurred in the mid-1950s, a period characterized by the intense space race rivalry between the Soviet Union and the United States. Notably, the significant event of the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik 1 on October 4, 1957, and the American moon landing on July 20, 1969 solidified this era of space exploration history. This prompts the question, Where do these mysterious photographs fit into this timeline? Delving into this intriguing mystery requires exploring the possibility of a covert chapter in space exploration that predates the well-documented achievements of the Soviet Union and the United States, introducing a compelling aspect to the narrative of early space exploration history. In a report by Quisto, the individual who stumbled upon the mysterious USB device expressed bewilderment regarding its ownership and the reason for its abandonment. Observers who have perused the images attest to their authenticity, suggesting the possibility of a clandestine space project undertaken unbeknownst to the general public. Conversely, skeptics have voiced doubts, speculating that the images may have been fabricated as a prank by an individual. The ambiguity surrounding the origins and nature of the USB stick has sparked speculation and debate among those who have examined the mysterious device. The potential existence of a covert space endeavor captured in the images has fueled intrigue and skepticism, with differing perspectives on the veracity and purpose behind the discovery. Some individuals argue that the unidentified flying objects observed near different planets serve as evidence of a hoax, questioning the authenticity of such occurrences. Conversely, there are those who claim that these sightings are backed by top-secret photographs that were never intended for public disclosure. Several years ago, the individual who discovered the USB stick put a post on Reddit saying the following: "I made this account just to share this event and decided to share this on the mystery thread as I don't know where else to post. My name is, and I live in a small village near Berlin called Bernau. To make a long story short, I found a USB stick in a parking lot near the so-called Steintor a few hours ago. I didn't think much when I saw it, and so I put it into my pockets. There was nothing more at the parking lot, just a silver Toshiba USB stick. It has a strange symbol carved into it. Later on in the day, I put it into my laptop. At first, I had trouble opening it because the laptop said it was corrupted, and I'm not computer savvy. However, after making it work, I found lots of files and have no idea what they mean. Here comes the interesting part. Among the unnamed files, there were many images and videos of what seems like planets and space-related stuff. They all seem old, from the 1900s. The videos surprised me as some of them show what seems like unidentified objects. I don't know the story behind the USB stick and who possessed it, but I decided to share this with you. Some images seem to show surface close-ups of planets, and some seem to be edited and blacked out. The videos are too freaky to describe. A friend said the stick contains old Voyager satellite recordings and files that are not supposed to be public, as he has never seen something like that. I will look more into the files now and keep you up to date. Once I figure out how to upload, I will show you the images." End quote. In the present day, the influx of these images has not only led to increased confusion, but has also sparked debates regarding their authenticity. Interestingly, some of these images have depicted an object that some individuals have suggested bears a striking resemblance to the mysterious Black Knight satellite. Despite assertions by mainstream scientists discrediting the existence of the Black Knight satellite as a mere fabrication, a faction of researchers who have delved into the subject argue otherwise, claiming that the satellite is indeed real. Furthermore, there are allegations that it might be entangled in a significant cover-up, adding a layer of mystery to its existence. High above the Earth's atmosphere, orbiting silently in the depths of space, lies an object that has puzzled astronomers and space enthusiasts for decades: the Black Knight satellite. First detected by researchers in the early days of space exploration, this mysterious satellite has sparked speculation and intrigue, with some suggesting that it may be of extraterrestrial origin. The origins of the Black Knight satellite date back to the early days of the space age, with reports of its detection by both Soviet and American space agencies in the 1950s. According to accounts from the era, astronomers tracking the movements of artificial satellites in Earth's orbit observed a peculiar object that did not conform to the trajectory of any known spacecraft. Initially dismissed as space debris or a malfunctioning satellite, the anomalous object soon captured the attention of researchers when it displayed unusual characteristics, such as erratic movements and a highly elliptical orbit. Despite attempts to track and study the object, it seemed to defy conventional explanation, leading some to speculate about its extraterrestrial origins. Over the years, reports of alleged sightings and encounters with the Black Knight satellite have surfaced from various sources, including astronauts, amateur astronomers, and military personnel. Witnesses describe observing a dark, shadowy object moving silently across the night sky, its presence shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Despite decades of speculation and investigation, the true nature and origins of the Black Knight satellite remain shrouded in mystery. The enduring mystery of the Black Knight satellite continues to captivate the imagination of researchers and enthusiasts alike, inspiring theories and conjectures about its possible significance and purpose. Some suggest that it may be a relic from an ancient alien civilization, while others speculate that it could be a monitoring device or communication beacon deployed by extraterrestrial visitors. High in the boundless expanse of space, beyond the protective shield of Earth's atmosphere, the International Space Station stands as a vital hub for conducting cutting-edge scientific research, fostering international cooperation, and enabling mankind's exploration of the mysterious cosmos. While the daily operations of astronauts and experiments run smoothly, the space station has also unintentionally played host to a remarkable occurrence, an intriguing array of unidentified flying objects intercepted by its real-time cameras. Delving deeper into its role as a floating laboratory amidst the stars, the International Space Station symbolizes a beacon of human ingenuity and collaboration in the realm of space exploration. The orbiting outpost not only facilitates groundbreaking research, but also serves as a testament to the collective efforts of various nations. Aboard the International Space Station, astronauts and the ground control team overseeing the live camera feeds have documented multiple instances of unidentified flying objects during space expeditions. Witnesses have shared accounts of encountering objects displaying unusual flight behaviors, including abrupt speed variations, erratic maneuvers, and unconventional flight paths. These sightings have raised questions and sparked curiosity within the scientific community and the general public about the nature and origins of these strange phenomena observed in the vast expanse of space. In a remarkable account, former NASA astronaut Leroy Chiao recounted an intriguing incident involving a UFO encountered during his time on the International Space Station in February 2005. Chiao vividly detailed an extraordinary sighting where he observed a group of luminous lights navigating in a synchronized manner outside the space station. These lights exhibited movements that appeared to defy the known laws of physics and capabilities of traditional aircraft. During this mission, Chiao was perplexed by the anomalous behavior and maneuvers of the unidentified flying objects, raising questions about their origin and advanced technology. Ground control personnel tasked with overseeing the real-time video streams from the International Space Station have consistently relayed sightings of unfamiliar objects entering and exiting Earth's atmosphere. These objects frequently exhibit swift acceleration and complex maneuvers that suggest a level of technological advancement surpassing human capabilities. The observations made by these personnel have raised intriguing questions about the nature and origin of these unidentified aerial phenomena. In conjunction with first-hand accounts from observers, the utilization of live camera feeds from the International Space Station serves as an additional source of evidence documenting UFO encounters in the realm of space. These video recordings, readily accessible to the public, offer a diverse array of visuals captured by individuals such as amateur astronomers and space aficionados, showcasing mysterious phenomena that manifest as luminous orbs, intricate patterns, or peculiar occurrences that defy conventional explanation. These unidentified objects are observed traversing the Earth's horizon or traversing the vast expanse of the cosmos, leading to a plethora of intriguing and unexplained celestial events that can't be explained. The live camera feeds from the International Space Station have captured numerous occasions where unidentified flying objects have been observed to manifest abruptly, linger stationary for a brief period, and then swiftly accelerate out of sight, puzzling both onlookers and scientists about their source and motivations. Over the course of numerous years, the space station has meticulously documented countless sightings and interactions with unidentified objects. Despite this extensive data collection, the essence and sources of these strange entities continue to be veiled in perplexing secrecy. Doubters maintain the viewpoint that a significant portion of UFO observations can be rationalized through explanations like natural occurrences, remnants of space equipment, or deceptive visual effects arising from reflections and camera irregularities. This ongoing debate showcases a profound mystery within the realm of outer space encounters. Proponents of the extraterrestrial hypothesis argue that certain UFO observations could potentially indicate the presence of sophisticated alien societies originating from planets other than Earth. They emphasize the discernible level of intellect and deliberate actions displayed by certain unidentifiable entities, in addition to highlighting the frequent and coherent nature of sightings documented by astronauts and ground control staff. These advocates suggest that the characteristics exhibited by these unidentified aerial phenomena may be indicative of interactions with advanced civilizations from distant celestial bodies, sparking discourse on the possibility of extraterrestrial visitations. In light of UFO sightings captured on the live feed from the space station, NASA has faced scrutiny for its decision to promptly end the camera feed or switch to an alternate angle upon detecting unidentified objects. This behavior has triggered criticisms accusing NASA of engaging in censorship practices and attempting to conceal information. Allegations have emerged, suggesting that NASA might be deliberately hiding evidence related to extraterrestrial visits or advanced technological phenomena from the public eye. The controversies around these incidents have fueled speculations and debates among the community interested in space exploration and unidentified aerial phenomena. These actions have led to increased skepticism and demand for transparency from NASA regarding its handling of such occurrences, reinforcing the need for open and honest communication with the general public. NASA representatives have actively supported their decisions by providing a multifaceted explanation for the termination of live transmissions upon the identification of unidentified flying objects. They contend that numerous UFO sightings can be rationalized as natural occurrences, debris in space, or misinterpretations resulting from reflections and camera aberrations. Additionally, they emphasize the criticality of preserving the integrity of the live broadcast to facilitate mission activities and safeguard the astronauts residing on the International Space Station. NASA maintains a firm stance on this matter, backed by a thorough analysis of potential causes and implications surrounding UFO encounters, aiming to enhance transparency and understanding among the public regarding these phenomena. Skeptics continue to cast doubt on NASA's justifications, particularly citing occurrences when the live feed abruptly terminates or shifts to an alternative camera angle directly after unexplained objects are sighted. Their contention revolves around the recurrent nature of this behavior, which they interpret as a conscious strategy to conceal information and shape the discourse relating to UFO occurrences aboard the International Space Station. This persistent skepticism raises questions about the transparency and credibility of NASA's communications regarding anomalous sightings in space. Critics suggest that these actions may be part of a broader agenda aimed at maintaining control over the narrative and potentially hiding significant details from the public eye. NASA's actions could also be driven by considerations of national security and the maintenance of diplomatic ties with foreign nations. The speculation is that the agency's silence on UFO sightings stems from a desire to avoid sparking inquiries about the existence of mysterious objects in Earth's orbital space and the chance of unauthorized intrusions into restricted airspace. If NASA were to publicly acknowledge UFO sightings, it might lead to inquiries into the nature of these objects and the potential threats they pose. Revealing such information could have far-reaching implications for global security and international relations. NASA might face speculative claims suggesting potential pressure from governmental bodies or military entities to withhold UFO sighting details in order to avert panic or disruption of societal harmony. By strategically regulating information flow, NASA aims to minimize adverse impacts and uphold a semblance of equilibrium in public communication. This intense scrutiny underscores the intricate balance between transparency and secrecy in handling sensitive information such as UFO sightings. The agency's actions, guided by a complex interplay of political, military, and societal factors, reflect a multifaceted approach that seeks to navigate the delicate terrain of public disclosure and national security with meticulous care. The termination of the live feed camera by NASA upon spotting UFOs on the International Space Station has sparked debates regarding transparency, accountability, and humanity's engagement with outer space. This practice prompts a critical examination of the reasons behind such actions and how they impact our understanding of cosmic phenomena. While NASA justifies this practice citing operational and safety concerns, skeptics question these explanations, alleging them to be a means of suppressing information and maintaining control over the narrative. This issue not only raises questions about the governance of information related to space exploration, but also sheds light on the complexities surrounding the disclosure of unidentified aerial objects within the realm of space agencies. A woman on Reddit posted a mysterious photograph showing what appeared to be a mysterious code on her blueberry. She commented that a seemingly innocuous encounter with a blueberry would lead her down a path of mystery. Intrigued by its unusual appearance, the woman examined the blueberry closely and noticed a series of tiny, intricate numbers etched onto its surface, a cryptic code that seemed to defy explanation. Puzzled yet undeterred, she carefully took a closer look at the berry by using her phone's camera to magnify the numbers. She meticulously studied the intricate patterns, searching for any semblance of meaning or significance, but said that she couldn't explain why they were there, and noted that she's never seen anything like this before. Many struggled to answer what the numbers were doing there, while others speculated wildly about the origins of the mysterious blueberry code. One individual shared that they encountered a challenge in explaining the nature of the discovery and highlighted that it deviated significantly from the typical codes commonly observed in retail environments, such as supermarkets. The user mentioned that they are employed at a supermarket in the United Kingdom and highlighted their surprise at the unusual discovery. They added that the code is too small to have been inadvertently added by a staff member. Additionally, they expressed astonishment at the uncommon nature of the occurrence, indicating that it deviated from their typical experiences at the supermarket. When observing a 4-digit code imprinted on your fruit, it typically signifies conventional farming practices. However, in the case of this particular blueberry, the presence of additional numbers left the supermarket worker perplexed as they were unsure of its meaning. Others questioned whether it was there due to it being a genetically modified blueberry. Genetically modified organisms have become a prevalent component of modern agriculture, with proponents touting their potential to increase crop yields, enhance nutritional content, and combat hunger on a global scale. However, beneath the veneer of promise lies a contentious debate surrounding the safety and long-term health implications of consuming GMO-grown food. GMOs, by definition, are organisms whose genetic material has been artificially manipulated in a laboratory setting to imbue them with desirable traits, such as resistance to pests, herbicides, or harsh environmental conditions. While proponents argue that genetic modification holds the key to addressing food security challenges and feeding a growing global population, critics warn of the potential health risks associated with the consumption of GMO-grown food. One of the primary concerns surrounding GMOs is the lack of long-term studies assessing their safety for human consumption. Unlike traditional breeding methods, which rely on natural selection and genetic variation, genetic modification involves the insertion of foreign genes into the DNA of plants or animals, a process that carries inherent risks and uncertainties. One area of concern is the potential for unintended consequences resulting from genetic modification. Genetic engineering techniques allow scientists to precisely edit the DNA of organisms, but the complexity of genetic networks makes it difficult to predict how these modifications will affect overall plant or animal physiology. As a result, GMO-grown foods may contain unintended allergens, toxins, or other harmful substances that could pose risks to human health. Moreover, the widespread use of GMOs in agriculture has led to the emergence of so-called superweeds and superbugs resistant to commonly used herbicides and pesticides. To combat these resistant pests, farmers are forced to apply increasingly toxic chemicals to their crops, leading to concerns about pesticide residues contaminating the food supply and potential health risks associated with prolonged exposure to these chemicals. Another area of concern is the potential for GMOs to disrupt ecosystems and harm non-target organisms. For example, genetically engineered crops engineered to produce insecticidal proteins may inadvertently harm beneficial insects, such as bees and butterflies, leading to disruptions in pollination patterns and ecosystem dynamics. Additionally, the widespread cultivation of GMOs has raised concerns about genetic contamination of wild plant populations, potentially threatening biodiversity and ecological resilience. Interestingly, this reminded some of the mosquito story that was posted a while back. For those unaware, the Environmental Protection Agency has granted approval to Oxitec, a biotech company based in the United Kingdom, to release approximately 2,400,000,000 genetically modified mosquitoes over the course of the next 4 years until 2024. This expansion allows Oxitec to extend its ongoing trial in Florida and initiate a new pilot project in California's Central Valley, an area witnessing a noticeable increase in mosquito populations. The anonymous member explained that Oxitec's engineered mosquitoes are exclusively male individuals, ensuring that they do not bite humans. However, they warned that the use of genetically modified organisms has been a subject of significant debate and research in recent years, and one of the most notable applications is the release of genetically modified mosquitoes into ecosystems to combat the spread of diseases such as malaria and dengue fever. It raises concerns about the potential side effects and unintended consequences on the environment and the delicate balance of ecosystems. One of the foremost concerns regarding the release of genetically modified mosquitoes is the potential disruption of ecological balance within the targeted ecosystem. Mosquitoes play a role in food webs as a food source for various predators, including birds, bats, and other insects. Introducing genetically modified mosquitoes with altered characteristics may disrupt the natural predator-prey relationships, leading to unintended consequences for local wildlife. For instance, if genetically modified mosquitoes are engineered to have reduced reproductive capabilities, it could lead to a decrease in the mosquito population. And while this might be the intended outcome, it could also affect the populations of animals that rely on mosquitoes as a primary food source. The resulting imbalances could have cascading effects throughout the ecosystem. Releasing genetically modified mosquitoes into an ecosystem can lead to the evolution of resistance among the target mosquito populations. When genetically modified mosquitoes are introduced, it is possible that a subset of the population may have genetic variations that enable them to survive and reproduce despite the genetic modifications designed to control their numbers. Over time, these resistant mosquitoes could become dominant, rendering the genetic modification less effective and potentially making the mosquito population even more challenging to control. The evolution of resistance is a common concern in pest management strategies and highlights the importance of long-term monitoring and adaptability in genetically modified mosquito programs. Genetically modified mosquito releases may affect not only the targeted mosquito species but also non-target species within the ecosystem. For instance, if genetically modified mosquitoes are engineered to carry a lethal gene, there is a risk that the gene could transfer to non-target species through hybridization. This could lead to unintended harm to species that are not pests and may even threaten local biodiversity. Additionally, the release of genetically modified mosquitoes may inadvertently harm beneficial insects, such as pollinators like bees and butterflies, which share habitats with mosquitoes. The potential collateral damage to non-target species raises ethical and ecological concerns, as these unintended consequences could have far-reaching implications for ecosystem health and stability. Another significant concern is the potential for the modified genes in genetically modified mosquitoes to spread beyond the targeted population. Genetic material can be transmitted through interbreeding with non-genetically modified mosquitoes, potentially leading to the unintended spread of the modified genes throughout the ecosystem. The uncontrolled spread of genetically modified genes can have unpredictable consequences, particularly if the modified genes provide an advantage that allows the genetically modified mosquitoes to outcompete native mosquito populations or other species within the ecosystem. It is crucial to develop stringent containment strategies to minimize the risk of genetic spread. While the primary goal of releasing genetically modified mosquitoes is to reduce disease transmission, there is a possibility that altering the mosquito population could have unintended consequences for disease dynamics within the ecosystem. Changes in the mosquito population may affect the transmission dynamics of diseases beyond the targeted ones. For instance, reducing the population of disease-carrying mosquitoes could indirectly lead to an increase in the prevalence of other diseases that rely on mosquitoes as vectors. This phenomenon underscores the need for comprehensive research and modeling to understand the potential impacts on disease dynamics and to mitigate unintended consequences. Human activities have increasingly encroached upon natural ecosystems, leading to widespread alterations and disruptions that have far-reaching consequences for biodiversity, ecological stability, and ecosystem services. While humans have long played a role in shaping ecosystems, the scale and intensity of modern-day alterations pose significant risks to the health and integrity of natural systems. One compelling reason to refrain from altering ecosystems is the importance of biodiversity for ecological resilience and stability. Ecosystems are complex networks of interacting organisms and abiotic factors, with biodiversity serving as a cornerstone of their functioning. High levels of biodiversity provide ecosystems with the resilience and adaptive capacity needed to withstand environmental changes, such as disease outbreaks and invasive species introductions. Altering ecosystems through activities, such as habitat destruction, fragmentation, and species introductions can lead to declines in biodiversity, compromising the ability of ecosystems to provide essential services and support human well-being. Moreover, ecosystems provide a wide range of valuable services that are essential for human survival and prosperity. These ecosystem services include the provision of food, clean water, air purification, soil fertility, and cultural and recreational opportunities. Altering ecosystems can disrupt these services, leading to negative impacts on human health, livelihoods, and quality of life. Furthermore, altering ecosystems can have cascading effects throughout the food web, leading to disruptions in ecological processes and the loss of keystone species. Keystone species play critical roles in maintaining the structure and function of ecosystems, with their removal or alteration often triggering widespread ecological changes. For example, the loss of top predators can lead to population explosions of prey species, destabilizing entire ecosystems and leading to declines in biodiversity and ecosystem services. Similarly, the introduction of non-native species can outcompete native species for resources, leading to declines in biodiversity and ecosystem stability. As mentioned, in recent years, advances in genetic engineering have enabled scientists to manipulate the genetic makeup of organisms, creating genetically modified creatures with novel traits and characteristics. While proponents argue that genetically modified creatures hold potential benefits for human health, agriculture, and industry, concerns persist regarding their potential to harm the environment and disrupt delicate ecosystems. One of the primary environmental risks posed by genetically modified creatures is the potential for genetic contamination of wild populations. Unlike traditional breeding methods, which rely on natural selection and genetic variation, genetic engineering allows scientists to introduce foreign genes into organisms, altering their genetic makeup in ways that may have unforeseen consequences. When genetically modified creatures are released into the environment, there is a risk that they may interbreed with wild populations, leading to genetic pollution and the loss of genetic diversity. Moreover, the release of genetically modified creatures into the environment can disrupt natural ecosystems and threaten native species. For example, genetically modified insects engineered to control pest populations may inadvertently harm non-target organisms, including beneficial insects, such as bees and butterflies, leading to disruptions in pollination patterns and ecosystem dynamics. Similarly, genetically modified fish engineered for increased growth rates or disease resistance may outcompete native species for resources, leading to declines in biodiversity and ecosystem stability. Another environmental risk associated with genetically modified creatures is the potential for unintended ecological consequences. Genetic modification techniques such as gene editing and gene drive systems allow scientists to manipulate the genetic makeup of organisms with unprecedented precision. But the complexity of ecological systems makes it difficult to predict how these modifications will interact with the environment. For example, genetically modified creatures engineered to control invasive species may inadvertently harm non-target organisms or disrupt ecosystem processes, leading to cascading effects throughout the food web. Furthermore, the use of genetically modified creatures in agriculture and aquaculture can have negative impacts on soil and water quality. For example, genetically modified crops engineered for herbicide resistance or insect resistance may lead to increased use of chemical pesticides and herbicides, resulting in contamination of soil and water resources. Similarly, genetically modified fish engineered for increased growth rates may produce waste that degrades water quality and harms aquatic ecosystems. Additionally, the release of genetically modified creatures into the environment raises ethical and socio-economic concerns. For example, concerns have been raised about the potential for genetically modified creatures to escape from containment facilities and spread into the wild, leading to unintended consequences for ecosystems and human health. Moreover, the commercialization of genetically modified creatures raises questions about ownership, control, and intellectual property rights with potential implications for food security, farmer livelihoods, and social equity. The item in question is not a Torah book, but rather a Judaica artifact. Currently, there is a lack of available information regarding this specific item. In the historical and extraordinary city of Erzincan in Turkey, a remarkably old and one-of-a-kind manuscript, crafted entirely from exquisite gold, was unearthed. The discovery did not result from an archaeological expedition. Instead, it was unearthed by a group of diggers. The police were soon called, and they apprehended a group of 4 individuals in the act of attempting to commercialize this valuable artifact. This revelation sheds light on the intricate network of individuals involved in the trade of such valuable objects. The book is relatively lightweight, tipping the scales at 165 grams and adorned with a total of 14 gold leaves, each meticulously crafted from 24-karat gold. The material comprises Jewish religious scriptures written in the Hebrew language. As of the present moment, individuals who had a glimpse of the book have reported that it was confiscated and removed by authorities in the area. Currently, the whereabouts of the book remain a mystery with no information available on its location. The uncertainty surrounding the book's disappearance has left many questioning the circumstances leading to its confiscation. One hypothesis suggests that the book potentially contained information regarding the Bible that diverged from commonly known versions, leading to its confiscation for closer examination. This theory posits that discrepancies between the contents of the book and established biblical narratives triggered the scrutiny it underwent. The underlying premise here is that the book may have presented perspectives or details that challenged or contradicted existing narratives. Upon sharing the photos, they were circulated within various groups where individuals attempted to decipher the content of the book, yet a significant number struggled to grasp the underlying message conveyed by the book. Even though the photographs may not offer significant insights, workers in the vicinity have reported that the disappearance of biblical artifacts is a frequent phenomenon in that area. The fascination with biblical artifacts has mesmerized people for generations, creating a bustling market that attracts antiquities, aficionados, collectors, and faithful followers eager to possess historical treasures infused with deep spiritual value. However, beyond the apparent allure lies a murky realm of illicit excavation and selling, where invaluable relics are looted from archaeological sites, illicitly transported across borders, and then peddled on the clandestine market to the highest bidder. Intriguingly, the allure of biblical relics has transcended time, keeping the curiosity and interest of humanity alive. This flourishing sector serves as a magnet for those intrigued by the mysteries and historical significance of these artifacts, drawing in a diverse array of individuals from various backgrounds. The illicit selling of biblical relics is fueled by a complex interplay of factors, which encompass the insatiable desire for scarce and precious ancient objects, the enchantment associated with possessing fragments of biblical chronicles, and the promise of substantial financial gains. To certain individuals, obtaining biblical artifacts symbolizes a palpable tie to history, enabling them to establish a closer bond with their beliefs and ancestry. Conversely, for others, it serves as a purely profitable venture, with these historical treasures commanding exorbitant sums in underground markets. The allure of owning a piece of biblical history not only serves as a testament to the past, but also grants a sense of reverence and spirituality, contributing to the multifaceted nature of the illegal trade in biblical artifacts. The ways in which individuals acquire biblical artifacts unlawfully exhibit a broad spectrum of strategies, encompassing activities like raiding archaeological sites discreetly during nighttime, offering bribes to local authorities, engaging in the falsification of documentation to facilitate the illicit transport of artifacts across borders. In regions marred by conflict and ongoing political turbulence, archaeological sites become especially susceptible to pillaging and devastation, with armed factions and criminal syndicates taking advantage of the prevailing disorder to exploit these vulnerable locations for their own financial gain. This unethical exploitation not only undermines the cultural heritage and historical significance of these artifacts, but also perpetuates a cycle of illicit trade and black market dealings that thrive in such precarious environments. In the realm of antiquities, when biblical artifacts are procured, they frequently make their way into the underground black market, where a complex web of intermediaries, dealers, and collectors engage in transactions. The cloak of anonymity and secrecy shrouding the black market poses significant challenges in tracing the provenance of these artifacts, thereby providing a shield for sellers to operate with impunity and outmaneuver law enforcement initiatives aimed at curbing illegal selling activities. Moreover, some artifacts undergo a process of laundering by being funneled through reputable channels, such as auction houses and private collections, effectively camouflaging their illicit origins and adding layers of complexity to efforts aimed at uncovering the truth behind their acquisition and circulation. This intricate landscape underscores the multifaceted nature of the illicit trade in biblical artifacts and the persistent challenges faced by authorities in combating this nuanced form of criminal activity. The ramifications of unauthorized excavation and trade of ancient relics from biblical times have wide-reaching and profound impacts, presenting significant dangers to cultural legacy, archaeological conservation, and the authenticity of historical locations. The illicit plundering and despoiling of archaeological sites lead to the disappearance of priceless cultural gems, denying forthcoming generations essential insights into history. Furthermore, unlawful digging frequently entails the obliteration of archaeological context, obliterating crucial information about the societies, traditions, and civilizations that once thrived in these areas. This illicit practice not only jeopardizes the material remnants of the past, but also diminishes our understanding of the rich tapestry of human history and the intricate connections between various ancient civilizations and cultures. Illegitimate excavations not only disrupt the delicate balance of preserving our heritage, but also obliterate the intricate narratives that these archaeological sites hold. The smuggling of biblical relics contributes significantly to a vicious cycle of violence, corruption, and unrest in areas where archaeological sites become targets for plunder. The presence of armed conflicts and political instability worsens this already dire situation, creating opportunities for criminal syndicates and armed factions to take advantage of vulnerable communities, looting their cultural treasures without facing consequences. The proceeds from the illicit selling of biblical artifacts often serve as a source of funding for various illegal activities, such as supporting terrorism, insurgency, and organized criminal operations. This insidious trade not only robs communities of their heritage, but also perpetuates a cycle of harm and exploitation that thrives amidst chaos and conflict. The illegal selling of biblical artifacts not only has tangible repercussions, but also encompasses significant ethical and moral dimensions. By commercializing revered and historical items, those involved in this illicit trade exploit religious convictions and cultural legacy solely for personal profit, showing a blatant disregard for the spiritual and cultural value these artifacts hold for the communities they were originally taken from. Furthermore, the depletion of cultural heritage efforts poses a threat to the preservation and safeguarding of multifaceted human history, leading to the obliteration of the narratives and traditions of marginalized populations from the annals of history. This undermines the fundamental essence of heritage conservation, as well as perpetuates the exploitation and erasure of the historical voices and identities that form the backbone of diverse societal structures. Ancient Bible found in Cyprus. Christianity stands out as one of the prevalent faiths globally, boasting a substantial following and believers. Even to those who may not adhere to its teachings, this religion holds significant and profound implications in the annals of our world's history. Central to the essence of major religions is the presence of a sacred text, typically taking the form of a voluminous book. This revered tome serves as a repository of the fundamental tenets and beliefs of the religion, encompassing laws that are purportedly not of human origin, but are believed to have been revealed by divine entities or God himself. With its rich tapestry of traditions, beliefs, and moral guidelines, Christianity not only shapes the lives of its adherents, but also influences the broader societal and historical landscape, leaving an indelible mark on the collective consciousness of humanity. Such holy texts play a pivotal role in elucidating the spiritual and moral foundations of a faith, serving as a guiding light for its believers and a source of contemplation for scholars. In Christianity, the foundational text is the Bible, which despite having various versions upholds consistent principles across its books. The narratives within the Bible serve as moral guides or paths, leading to the universal truths that humanity seeks in varying degrees. The significance of this sacred text became evident through a recent development in Nicosia, Cyprus. Authorities announced an intriguing discovery, a manuscript believed to be a remarkably ancient edition of the Bible. This manuscript was written in Syriac, the ancient Syrian language utilized for preserving many vital Christian texts. The unraveling of this text occurred during a police operation targeting suspected sellers of antiquities. While investigations are ongoing, a total of 9 individuals have been apprehended and are currently in custody. The investigation also uncovered an assortment of items, including a prayer statue and a stone carving depicting Jesus. Consequently, the perpetrators faced charges related to smuggling antiquities, engaging in illegal excavations, and possessing hazardous materials. The manuscript featured multiple Bible excerpts meticulously transcribed in gold lettering on vellum, loosely bound together. Among the contents was a depiction of a tree and additional lines inscribed in the Syriac language. Testimonies from the officers who discovered the manuscript in a court session suggested an age exceeding 2,000, yet specialists in the field estimated its antiquity to be closer to 1,000 years. This assessment was based on the presence of gold lettering indicating a more recent origin. J. F. Coakley, a renowned manuscript specialist at the esteemed University of Cambridge Library and also a distinguished fellow of Wolfson College, expressed a compelling viewpoint suggesting a discrepancy in the dating of a particular manuscript differing from the beliefs held by law enforcement officials. Coakley highlighted that the Syriac script present in the manuscript bore resemblance to the styles observed in East Syriac scripts, a development attributed to the period post the 15th century. This observation has led to a lingering uncertainty among experts regarding the authentic origins of the manuscript. The intrinsic value of the manuscript hangs in the balance pending further examination. Its legitimacy would render it an invaluable artifact, while confirmation of it being a forgery would significantly diminish its worth. Tucker Carlson engaged in a detailed conversation about the UFO phenomenon during a segment with hosts Clayton and Natalie Morris. Tucker Carlson said the following: "At the age of 50, the evidence changed my mind. The Pentagon was required by the last Defense Authorization Bill to produce some of their files on UFOs, and it turns out they have known about this since the end of the Second World War, which ended in 1945. There was a huge increase during that war in UFO sightings and crashes, and it turns out the federal government has been tracking this for 80 years and lying about it. This year, we got a call from a guy who is a tenured Stanford Medical School professor, and he wants to come on the show. This guy has a couple of patents, and so he's rich. He's also got tenure at one of the most prestigious schools in the world. He comes on and says that 11 years ago, the United States government reached out to me because I'm an expert on head injuries and brain injuries. As a physician, they had all these court cases from families of U.S. servicemen, over 100, who had been taken out by UFOs. The Department of Defense was refusing to give them benefits after their passing, and he said that they were in the courts. That's what changed my mind. Over 100 of our servicemen had been taken out by these UFOs." End quote. Delving into subjects such as UFOs, extraterrestrial life, and the concept of non-human intelligence raises the alarming notion that humanity may be teetering on the verge of self-ruin with time slipping away. The unsettling element of the UFO phenomenon carries a profound sense of disquiet. According to former CIA operative John Ramirez, there are indications that the government is bracing for a significant event predicted to unfold in 2027. Ramirez suggests that preparations are underway to deal with this forthcoming revelation. He claims that there exists a presence on Earth, which he characterizes as demonic, actively influencing human belief systems to foster skepticism regarding established convictions. This insinuation underscores a complex interplay between unknown entities and human perception, hinting at a broader cosmic influence that challenges conventional understandings of reality and belief systems. Clayton Morris and Anchor and Tucker cryptically alluded to being privy to details regarding a UFO incident akin to a known narrative. They insinuated that this specific account is shrouded in secrecy, having kept it from even their closest relatives. Tucker expressed his unease, revealing that it is so unsettling, going as far as saying that he hasn't even shared it with his wife, underscoring the profound nature of the information they possess. This isn't merely a causal discovery from online sources for Tucker. Rather, it's deeply troubling and perturbing data that has resonated with him on a profound level. Intriguingly, the U.S. Defense Department commissioned Dr. Gary Nolan to delve into numerous instances where pilots suffered severe brain injuries following encounters with unidentified flying objects. Notably, Dr. Nolan refrained from publicly disclosing whether these injuries resulted in fatalities. However, Tucker mentioned that according to his information, a significant number of military personnel had lost their lives in these incidents. This discussion sheds light on the mysterious and potentially dangerous aspects of UFO encounters, highlighting the need for further exploration and understanding in this intriguing field of research. In numerous instances, as per Tucker, there have been reports of unidentified objects landing on military installations, resulting in servicemen either sustaining traumatic brain injuries or losing their lives upon approaching these objects. The concerning aspect raised by Tucker is the lack of extensive media coverage, as he questions why such critical events with potentially grave consequences are not being prominently featured in a renowned publication like the New York Times. During his interview with David Grush, Tucker not only addressed the topic, but also delved into a sensitive matter regarding the potential endangerment or even fatalities of individuals associated with the U.S. government's UFO initiatives. He directly questioned Grush on whether there were indications of the government causing harm or fatalities to anyone, especially American citizens, within the framework of these programs. This raised a poignant inquiry into the possible ramifications and ethical considerations surrounding the covert activities of the government in the realm of unidentified flying objects. The interview highlighted the gravity of the situation and shed light on the need for transparency and accountability within such secretive programs. It probed deeper into the moral and legal implications of any potential mishaps or misconduct that might have occurred in connection with these mysterious objects. Grush responded by acknowledging the concerns brought to his attention by individuals who voiced apprehensions regarding possible harm. He underscored the gravity with which he treated these concerns and promptly relayed them to the Inspector General of the intelligence community, directing the individuals involved to seek assistance from law enforcement agencies. Grush's prompt and conscientious actions in response to these concerns demonstrated his commitment to addressing potential threats seriously, ensuring that appropriate measures were taken to mitigate any risks identified. Tucker delved deeper into the conversation, explicitly addressing the accusation of people losing their life, prompting Grush to acknowledge that the apprehensions encompassed both loss of life and physical attacks. Nevertheless, Grush chose not to divulge precise information owing to the ongoing investigation and the potential threats to his well-being. This indicates the seriousness of the situation as it involves allegations of severe crimes, creating a sense of caution in disclosing any sensitive details to safeguard the integrity of the investigation. Grush openly acknowledged that he perceived a significant threat to his safety, prompting him to disclose the menacing situations and constant monitoring to both a counterintelligence unit and local law enforcement officials. He expressed how deeply the threats had not only unsettled him, but also cast a distressing shadow over his wife, encompassing their lives in fear and uncertainty. Grush emphasized his utter lack of awareness regarding the perpetrators' identities, conclusively negating any suspicions of foreign involvement, which added an additional layer of complexity to the situation. The intricate nature of the threats and surveillance instilled a pervasive sense of vulnerability and apprehension in Grush and his wife. UFO witnesses often cite a variety of reasons for their reluctance to share their experiences openly. Foremost among these is the fear of ridicule and social ostracism, as public perception of UFO sightings can vary widely, ranging from genuine curiosity to outright skepticism and derision. Many individuals worry about being labeled as unreliable by friends, family, or colleagues, leading them to keep their encounters hidden from public scrutiny. In addition to social stigma, UFO witnesses may also fear retaliation or harassment from unknown forces. Reports of intimidation, harassment, and even physical harm directed at individuals who have spoken out about their UFO experiences are not uncommon, further exacerbating the sense of unease and apprehension among potential witnesses. This fear of reprisal can act as a powerful deterrent, silencing those who might otherwise be inclined to share their stories. The pervasive fear surrounding UFO sightings has significant implications for our understanding of these phenomena and the broader discourse surrounding extraterrestrial intelligence. By silencing potential witnesses and suppressing the free exchange of information, fear perpetuates a culture of secrecy and misinformation, hindering our ability to comprehend the true nature of UFOs and their potential implications for humanity. Moreover, the reluctance of witnesses to come forward with information deprives researchers and investigators of valuable data and first-hand accounts that could shed light on the nature and behavior of UFOs. Without access to this crucial information, our efforts to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos are hampered, leaving us with more questions than answers. Despite the pervasive fear that surrounds UFO sightings, there are those who choose to defy the odds and speak out about their experiences driven by a desire for truth and understanding. These courageous individuals, often referred to as whistleblowers or truth seekers, risk their personal safety and reputation in pursuit of knowledge and disclosure. In recent years, the rise of social media and online communities has provided a platform for UFO witnesses to share their stories anonymously or with pseudonyms, circumventing the fear of public exposure while still contributing valuable information to the collective pool of UFO research. By leveraging the power of technology and social networks, these individuals have helped to break down barriers to disclosure and foster a more open and inclusive dialogue surrounding UFO phenomena. As of right now, the pervasive fear that grips UFO witnesses represents a significant barrier to disclosure and understanding in the field of ufology. From concerns about social stigma to fears of retaliation and harassment, the obstacles to coming forward with UFO information are numerous and formidable. However, by confronting the shadows of fear and standing up for truth and transparency, UFO witnesses have the power to shape the narrative surrounding extraterrestrial phenomena and contribute to a deeper understanding of our place in the cosmos. As we strive to unravel the mysteries of the universe, let us not be deterred by fear, but instead embrace the courage and conviction needed to confront the unknown and seek the truth, no matter the cost. The idea of unveiling information about UFOs has always intrigued the general public, holding the promise of uncovering the secrets of the universe and providing insights into the puzzling occurrences that have remained unexplained for many years. Nevertheless, beyond the surface of curiosity and enthusiasm, a deeper and more serious aspect emerges. The possible risks and challenges that come with disclosing the existence of alien life forms. This issue delves into the complexities of how such revelations could impact society, raising questions about how humanity would cope with the knowledge of extraterrestrial intelligence, including the potential societal, cultural, and psychological implications. The primary concern linked to the disclosure of UFOs revolves around the potential destabilization of existing power dynamics and the upheaval of geopolitical stability. The exposure of sophisticated alien societies has the capacity to overturn traditional beliefs and question the legitimacy of governmental bodies and established organizations. This could result in significant levels of uncertainty and social unrest within communities on a global scale. The acknowledgement of the existence of advanced extraterrestrial beings has the capability to challenge the very fabric of societal structures and influence the balance of authority, potentially leading to a reevaluation of fundamental principles and hierarchies. The revelation of UFOs has the capacity to trigger significant international tension and potential conflicts as different countries compete for authority over the disclosed information and resources that come with it. This scenario may lead to a competitive race towards achieving technological progress and military dominance, which in turn could spiral into a hazardous arms race. Such a situation increases the likelihood of global conflict and instability on a large scale. The fear is that this intense competition for power and advancement could have severe consequences, not only on a national level, but also in terms of international relations. UFO disclosure not only poses the potential of unveiling the existence of extraterrestrial beings, but also comes with the inherent risk of sparking significant societal disruption and profound cultural metamorphosis. The revelation of alien life forms has the capacity to shake the foundations of long-held religious beliefs, challenge established scientific frameworks, and question societal norms, thus compelling both individuals and communities to grapple with fundamental inquiries regarding their significance in the cosmos and the fundamental essence of reality itself. The likelihood of widespread hysteria, fear, and disruption in society should not be underestimated if there is ever a disclosure regarding UFOs. Such an event has the potential to push society to its breaking point as it grapples with unveiling profound cosmic realities that were previously deemed beyond imagination. The repercussions of this revelation could be profound, ranging from the proliferation of theories to triggering widespread existential crises. The psychological impact of such disclosure could be monumental, significantly impacting individuals and communities who may find themselves overwhelmed with feelings of ambiguity and dread. The revelation of such cosmic truths could lead to a profound sense of unease and unsettlement, leaving many individuals and communities in a state of uncertainty and anxiety. The revelation of UFOs goes far beyond its political and social implications. It delves into the unsettling prospect of facing existential risks associated with interactions with extraterrestrial entities. Among the myriad concerns, the looming threat of biological contamination and the potential dissemination of unfamiliar pathogens weigh heavily on the collective consciousness of humanity. As we contemplate the profound consequences of engaging with beings from far-flung galaxies with evolutionary histories shrouded in mystery, the specter of unforeseen dangers and challenges looms large. Furthermore, the possibility of hostile or malevolent intentions on the part of extraterrestrial civilizations cannot be discounted, raising the specter of existential risks and catastrophic consequences for humanity. From the unleashing of advanced weaponry to the imposition of alien agendas, the dangers of contact with unknown entities are fraught with uncertainty and peril. The notion of UFO disclosure poses a complex dilemma, encompassing the potential unveiling of cosmic secrets alongside the introduction of a myriad of unforeseen risks and obstacles to humanity. This subject not only delves into political turbulence, but also touches upon the possibility of societal disarray and existential peril. The multifaceted dangers associated with disclosure necessitate a meticulous examination and well-thought-out strategies to navigate through this intricate terrain. Delving into the depths of this issue reveals a nuanced landscape where the promise of cosmic enlightenment is juxtaposed with the shadow of uncertainty and peril lurking in the backdrop. A resident in Texas reported seeing a mysterious object in the sky. The eyewitness submitted a report to the Mutual UFO Network, an organization that investigates mysterious aircrafts, and reported that as the sun was setting, they captured some images of patterns that had formed in the clouds. They reported that to ensure the quality of their images, they snapped 3 shots at once. However, upon reviewing the photos, they were unaware of what they had captured, noting that in the background, a strange black object could be seen close to the clouds. They showed the mysterious object to their wife, but both of them couldn't agree on what this object was, further adding that there wasn't anything in the area at the time the image was taken. The resident explained that the absence of trees where he lives means that there are no birds around and caused him to rule out the possibility that this was an animal. The eyewitness had said that they are looking for an answer as to what this object could be. Interestingly enough, other people came forward and said that they had seen the same thing and detailed that the object could be seen breaking through the clouds. One resident by the name of Mary Thompson had an extraordinary encounter with an object that looked nearly identical to this one. Mary described that as she was walking her dog, she couldn't help but notice the sky above. High above, amidst the backdrop of the fading daylight, she spotted an unusual object moving through the sky. It was a large, black object silently gliding across the horizon. Mary watched the enigmatic craft, captivated by its otherworldly presence. She stood there in awe, unable to comprehend what she was witnessing, noting that the object didn't match anything that she had seen before. The mysterious black object defied all conventional understanding, and she detailed that it moved with such grace and precision. Mary's mind raced with questions, trying to rationalize the inexplicable sight before her eyes. She detailed that she tried to take a photograph of the mysterious object, but noted that her phone's camera wasn't up to the task, and the resulting images were too blurry to make out anything. As Mary continued to watch the mysterious craft, a sense of excitement and curiosity overwhelmed her. After seeing these photographs, she reported that it reminded her of the object that she had seen and said that the black object she witnessed was the same shape as this one. She also detailed that the object appeared to be rotating, The topic of mysterious aircrafts above Texas has captivated the public's imagination for decades, leading to a surge in reported sightings and encounters and causing eyewitnesses to come forward with their encounters. While the nature and origin of these unidentified objects above Texas remain a subject of debate, the number of reported sightings in the United States is quite substantial and has led to researchers into the unknown to say that these sightings and encounters should be taken more seriously. The United States, with its vast territory and diverse population, has been a hotspot for unidentified sightings. Over the years, numerous individuals from all walks of life have come forward to share their experiences, ranging from strange lights in the sky to encounters with mysterious craft. And interestingly, due to the amount of encounters that have been reported, it's led to astronauts and military personnel to come forward with their sightings, which many have said adds credibility to these claims. The exact number of reported sightings in the United States varies from year to year. Organizations that research these aircrafts have provided valuable data for analysis and investigation. According to available records, thousands of sightings are reported in the United States annually. And in some years, the numbers reach into the tens of thousands, indicating a significant interest and ongoing fascination with the phenomenon. It is important to note that not all reported sightings can be classified as genuine encounters. Many sightings turn out to have conventional explanations, such as misidentified aircraft, weather phenomena, or even hoaxes. However, a significant percentage of cases remain unexplained, leaving room for speculation and further investigation. Some of the most commonly reported sightings include objects exhibiting unusual flight patterns, high speeds, or abrupt changes in direction. Witnesses often describe seeing bright lights, saucer-shaped craft, or triangular formations in the sky. Some reports even describe close encounters with beings or entities associated with these unidentified objects. The Lone Star State of Texas, with its vast landscapes and diverse population, has been a hotspot for sightings and encounters. Over the years, numerous reports have emerged from various regions, captivating the imagination of residents and sparking curiosity among enthusiasts. One of the most famous incidents in Texas occurred in 1957 in the small town of Levelland. Multiple witnesses reported seeing a large egg-shaped object with bright lights that allegedly caused their vehicles to stall or malfunction. The incident gained significant media attention, drawing the interest of researchers and investigators from around the country. In addition to the Levelland incident, Texas has been the site of numerous other reported sightings. Witnesses have described a wide range of phenomena, including sightings of disc-shaped objects, triangular craft, and mysterious lights in the night sky. Over the years, numerous residents reported seeing a massive silent object with flashing lights moving at high speeds. The incident gained national attention and prompted investigations by both local authorities and researchers. Reports of sightings in Texas often involve witnesses from different backgrounds, including military personnel, law enforcement officers, and everyday citizens. Many sightings occur in rural areas where the night sky is free from light pollution, allowing for clearer observations of unusual aerial phenomena. The Gulf Coast region of Texas has also seen its fair share of sightings. The proximity to the Gulf of Mexico and the area's extensive waterways have led to reports of unidentified objects emerging from or descending into the water. Witnesses have described bright lights or strange craft performing unusual maneuvers in the sky before disappearing without a trace. The advent of modern technology and the widespread use of smartphones have made it easier than ever for individuals to document and share their sightings. Photos and videos captured by eyewitnesses can provide valuable visual evidence, although their authenticity and reliability must be carefully evaluated. While the number of reported sightings is significant, it is important to consider that not all sightings are reported. Many witnesses choose not to come forward due to fear of ridicule or skepticism. Therefore, the actual number of encounters may be much higher than the reported figures. In the vast expanse of space, the moon has always captivated the human imagination. Among the many lunar mysteries, the discovery of a peculiar tower on the far side of the moon by a Soviet spacecraft stands out. In July 1965, the Soviet spacecraft Zond 3 embarked on a historic journey, becoming the first mission to capture images of the far side of the moon. Zond 3 successfully transmitted photographs, revealing previously unseen terrain on the lunar surface. However, among the images, one stood out, an intriguing tower-like structure perched on the moon's far side. The tower discovered by XOND3 remains a topic of speculation and debate. The photographs captured a large tower-like formation rising from the lunar surface. Its distinctive shape and apparent structure have ignited curiosity and inspired countless theories about its origins and purpose. The enigmatic tower on the far side of the moon has generated various theories and speculations. Zond 3 was meant to reach Mars, and photographing the far side of the moon was a secondary objective for the spacecraft. Scientists equipped the SOND-3 with extremely useful technologies, equipping the spacecraft with 2 cameras, infrared and ultraviolet spectrometers, a magnetometer, a cosmic ray detector, a solar particle detector, and a meteoroid detector. XOND-3 made its way to the moon 33 hours after being launched on July 18, 1965. Just as it passed the far side of the moon, its cameras started exploring the far side of Earth's satellite, focusing on the 30% that its predecessor, Luna 3, had missed, taking one picture every 2 minutes and 15 seconds for a total period of 1 hour and 8 minutes. After a period of 9 days from taking the images, Zond 3 transmitted these images back to the Soviet operators on Earth. These images were the first of their kind and helped scientists discover several geological formations present on the far side of the moon. However, one of these images particularly intrigued the researchers and those interested in the unknown. On the far side of the moon, a puzzling tower-like structure is visible in one of the images taken. The structure stands out as there is no other similar formation in its vicinity. The image is believed by researchers to be compelling proof for their theory of possible advanced structures on Earth's moon. As of right now, very little information has been released about the structure. Interestingly enough, this isn't the first time that mysterious monoliths have been found throughout our solar system, and it's for this reason that researchers have suggested that they could be evidence of advanced life. Some propose natural explanations, suggesting that the formation may be a result of geological processes or impact crater remnants. Despite the intrigue, many scientists approach the tower with skepticism. They argue that the tower-like appearance may be an illusion caused by lighting conditions, shadows, or pixelation in the Zond 3 images. They emphasize the need for further exploration and comprehensive data to provide a clearer understanding of the lunar terrain. The discovery of the tower on the far side of the moon has fueled the ongoing quest for knowledge about our celestial neighbor. As space exploration continues to advance, upcoming missions aim to uncover more secrets hidden within the moon's unexplored regions. These missions, equipped with advanced technology and instruments, hold the potential to provide more detailed observations and insights into the lunar mysteries. Dr. Gordon Gallup says alien life may be too scared of dangerous humans. The idea that we are not alone in the universe has paved the way for some of the best science fiction films and fueled many conspiracy theories. The odds are that there must be life out there, perhaps more advanced than us. So if that is the case, why haven't these aliens reached out? Dr. Gordon Gallup, a biopsychologist, has suggested that the existence of alien life is not implausible, but that the reason we have not heard from the alternate life forms out there is that they could be afraid of us, the dangerous and violent humans. Dr. Gordon Gallup, who works at the University of Albany, presents the view that the awful acts us humans take out against one another, not to mention our planet, might be keeping aliens at bay. If they can see what we are like as a species, why would they want to reveal their presence? Gallup calls us humans, quote, violent and dangerous, citing our many and constant conflicts as a reason to be too afraid to let us discover them. He says, if there is intelligent life elsewhere, they may view humans as extremely dangerous. We pose too great a risk, and they do not want to be discovered. The point Gallup makes was published in the Journal of Astrobiology, and he is not sugarcoating our awful impact on the world. He was clear that the impact of the planet and our own societies are far too destructive to appeal to extraterrestrial guests. His argument is that if there is intelligent life out there, they certainly are not likely to visit Earth. Gallup's idea that we are scaring aliens away is a new twist in the warnings we have been given before. Scientists, most notably the late great astrophysicist Stephen Hawking, famously had concerns should we ever interact with aliens. He agreed it was likely there was intelligent alien life out there, describing people who claimed we were the only intelligent life form as arrogant. He thought it was us who had a cause for concern, not them. He likened the arrival of aliens on Earth to the arrival of Christopher Columbus first making it to America, which, as we know, had a truly tragic impact upon the indigenous populations already in America. He believes any intelligent life that is far more evolved than us would have little concern in taking over our lands and home for their own gain, quite the opposite view to Gallup. Whether you believe it is us for whom an alien encounter would end badly or for the aliens themselves, both scientists seem to agree that we should not go looking for any alien buddies anytime soon. Despite its retirement many years ago, the SR-71 Blackbird from the U.S. Air Force continues to boast multiple prestigious records. This reconnaissance aircraft stands out as the fastest aircraft ever to grace the international skies. In the vast expanse of space lies the realm of celestial mysteries and technological marvels. Among these mysteries, one stands out, a claim by a lone individual who asserts that he has captured photographic evidence of the elusive SR-72 Blackbird near the Moon. Before delving into the purported sighting of the SR-72 Blackbird, it is essential to understand the legacy of its predecessor, the SR-71 Blackbird. Developed by Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works division in the 1960s, the SR-71 Blackbird was a revolutionary reconnaissance aircraft renowned for its speed, altitude, and stealth capabilities. Operating at speeds exceeding Mach 3 and cruising at altitudes of over 85,000 feet, the SR-71 was an icon of American military prowess during the Cold War era. It was against this backdrop that an amateur astronomer and astrophotographer claimed to have captured photographic evidence of the SR-72 Blackbird near the Moon. The individual recounted a surreal experience of witnessing an unidentified aircraft streaking across the lunar surface during a nighttime observation session. According to the eyewitness, the object bore striking similarities to the iconic design of the SR-71 Blackbird with its distinctive delta-shaped wings and twin-engine configuration. However, what set it apart was its unparalleled speed and agility, defying the laws of physics and leaving a trail of speculation in its wake. The alleged sighting of the SR-72 Blackbird near the Moon raises a myriad of questions and implications for both aviation enthusiasts and military analysts alike. If substantiated, such a revelation would confirm the existence of a next-generation reconnaissance aircraft capable of traversing the vast expanse of space at unprecedented speeds. Oddly enough, it is important to note that the current sighting of this particular aircraft is not an isolated incident. Prior occurrences of this aircraft have been recorded, fueling speculation that it might already be in regular operation within our airspace. This recurrent appearance has sparked curiosity and prompted many to question the true nature and purpose of this aircraft. In addition to this theory, there is a widespread belief that the United States possesses a secretive fleet of advanced aircraft known as Black Projects, with some bearing a striking resemblance to the design mentioned. Notably, among these classified projects is the mysterious Black Triangle aircraft, sightings of which date back to the 1950s and possibly even earlier as per certain accounts. This speculation surrounding covert aircraft development has sparked numerous stories and theories over the years, adding to the mystique and intrigue surrounding these elusive flying machines. Furthermore, the implications extend beyond the realm of aerospace engineering to geopolitics and national security. The deployment of a hypersonic reconnaissance platform with the capabilities attributed to the SR-72 could potentially revolutionize military strategy and reconnaissance operations, providing unparalleled situational awareness and response capabilities to military commanders. As of right now, the purported sighting of the SR-72 Blackbird near the Moon represents a tantalizing mystery that captures the imagination and curiosity of aerospace enthusiasts and military analysts alike. Whether a genuine encounter with a next-generation reconnaissance aircraft or a product of misidentification and optical illusion, the tale of the SR-72 Blackbird serves as a reminder of the enduring allure of aviation mysteries and the boundless possibilities that lie beyond the horizon. The STS-61C NASA mission was the 24th Space Shuttle mission and the 7th flight of the Columbia Space Shuttle. Launched on January 12, 1986, the mission was a significant milestone in the history of the Space Shuttle program, as it marked the first time that a German astronaut, Reinhard Führer, had flown in space. The primary objective of the STS-61C mission was to deploy the SATCOM KU-1 communication satellite, which was designed to provide improved communication capabilities for the United States military. The satellite was successfully deployed on the second day of the mission, and its systems were checked out by ground controllers before being put into service. Oddly enough, during the mission, one of the astronauts captured a strange object in space. Due to the shape of the object, it was given the name of the Black Triangle, and those who investigate the unknown reported that these aircrafts are commonly sighted all around the world. Black triangles have become a popular topic, and these mysterious objects are characterized by their triangular shape and black color, and they have been spotted in the skies around the world, as well as in space. One of the most intriguing aspects of the black triangles is their apparent ability to defy the laws of physics. Witnesses have reported seeing these objects hovering motionless in the sky and then suddenly accelerating to incredible speeds and disappearing from sight. Others have reported seeing the objects flying in formation or making sudden unpredictable turns and maneuvers. While the origin and nature of these objects is still unknown, there are a number of theories that have been proposed to explain their existence. Some suggest that they may be advanced military aircraft or drones, while others believe that they may be sent here by advanced civilizations, similar to what we have done in regards to sending probes to other planets in our solar system. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence supporting the advanced civilization theory is the sheer number of sightings of black triangles over the years. Witnesses from around the world have reported seeing these objects, often with strikingly similar descriptions and behavior patterns. This has led some to suggest that the objects may be part of a larger alien presence that is monitoring our planet. Another theory that has been proposed is that the black triangles may be related to secret government projects or experiments. Some researchers have pointed to the fact that the objects often appear in areas with high concentrations of military or government activity, and have suggested that they may be part of a classified program. Despite the many theories and speculations surrounding black triangles, the truth remains elusive. While some witnesses have captured images and video of these objects, their true nature and purpose remain unknown. However, the study of black triangles and other unidentified objects remains an important area of research for scientists and enthusiasts alike. By gathering and analyzing data on these objects, researchers can gain insights into the mysteries of our universe and the potential existence of extraterrestrial life. Regardless of their true nature and origin, black triangles continue to captivate and intrigue people around the world. Their enigmatic presence in our skies and in space serves as a reminder of the vastness and mystery of the universe, and of the ongoing quest to understand and explore the unknown. Skeptics have said that this object isn't anything mysterious and that what we are looking at is just a piece of space debris, further noting that as of right now, there is a significant amount of space debris in orbit around the Earth, and this debris poses a serious threat to both manned and unmanned spacecraft. According to estimates from the European Space Agency, there are currently around 34,000 pieces of debris larger than 10 centimeters in size in orbit around the Earth. This includes everything from defunct satellites and rocket stages to nuts and bolts from past missions. These larger pieces of debris can cause significant damage if they collide with a spacecraft, and they are a major concern for the safety of manned missions. Over the years, many astronauts have reported seeing unidentified objects during their missions in space. While some of these sightings can be easily explained as natural phenomena or man-made objects, others remain unexplained and continue to fuel speculation about the existence of advanced life. One of the most famous cases of a sighting by an astronaut occurred during the Apollo 11 mission, which landed the first humans on the moon in 1969. While on their way to the moon, the crew reported seeing a strange object that appeared to be following them. According to transcripts of their conversations with ground control, the object appeared to be moving in an erratic pattern and was visible for several minutes before disappearing from view. Other astronauts have also reported seeing strange objects in space. During the STS-48 space shuttle mission in 1991, the crew observed a series of objects moving in a coordinated manner in the distance. The objects appeared to be moving too quickly to be satellites or other man-made objects, and their sudden changes in direction and speed defied explanation. Other astronauts have also reported seeing strange objects or phenomena during their missions. Some have described seeing flashes of light or objects moving in the distance, while others have reported feeling a sense of unease or discomfort while in space. While some skeptics have dismissed these sightings as mere illusions or misidentifications of natural phenomena, others believe that they provide strong evidence for the existence of advanced life. Some have suggested that the strange objects seen by astronauts may be advanced spacecraft or probes sent by alien civilizations to observe or interact with humanity. Despite the many theories and speculations surrounding sightings in space, the truth remains elusive. While some sightings can be explained by natural phenomena or man-made objects, others remain unexplained and continue to fuel speculation and debate. Regardless of their true nature and origin, sightings by astronauts serve as a reminder of the vastness and mystery of the universe, and of the ongoing quest to understand and explore the unknown. Whether or not these sightings are evidence of advanced life, they remind us of the importance of remaining open-minded and curious, and of continuing to explore the mysteries of our universe. PSRB 162026b is 12,500,000,000 years old. PSRB 162026b is over 12,400 light-years away from Earth and is in the constellation Scorpius. It was discovered that this exoplanet has been around for a long time. It's one of the oldest exoplanets that scientists currently know of. It formed about 1 to 2 billion years after the Big Bang. Scientists have not found any traces of oxygen and carbon on the planet, suggesting it is uninhabitable. Because of its old age, it earned the nickname the Genesis planet and Methuselah. Genesis describes the first book of the Bible, which details how Christians believe the world was created. Methuselah is named after the oldest living person in the Bible. This exoplanet is also the first planet to be found that is circumbinary, meaning it orbits 2 stars instead of 1. The stars are a pulsar and a white dwarf. Pulsars are round and compact with a large mass. They look like a group of stars from Earth, but they blink at regular and consistent rhythms, which is why scientists can use them to find large exoplanets. Pulsars are not like regular stars, but instead, they emit 2 intense beams of light in either direction as they spin in a circle, like a lighthouse. White dwarfs are the remnants of stars like the Sun. At some point, the star runs out of energy and turns into a white dwarf or stellar corpse. An exoplanet is simply a planet that orbits other stars. Whereas all of the planets in our solar system rotate around the Sun, exoplanets instead orbit other stars. Exoplanets are hard to find because the stars they orbit emit bright lights, so their glare hides the exoplanet. Instead of sight, astronomers use different techniques to find these exoplanets. The Genesis planet was discovered using the pulsar timing method. The pulsar timing method tracks the electromagnetic radiation from the pulsar the planet circulates. As the planet circles the pulsar radiates electromagnetic radiation that can be identified on Earth. Astronomers record the consistent pulses to determine if there are small inconsistencies in the pulsar's cadence. These inconsistencies occur because an orbiting planet pushes the pulsar off its center. This technique helps scientists understand the system's orbit and the mass of the planets involved. Finding a planet as old as this one helps scientists understand more about the history of our universe. OGLE 2005b LG390lb is the coldest exoplanet discovered. OGLE 2005b LG390lb, or HOF as some scientists call it, is around 21,500 light-years away from Earth, in the same constellation as PSRB 162026b, the constellation of Scorpius. Located in the Milky Way galaxy, OGLE is not habitable, but its discovery may help scientists in their search for planets that are habitable. This is an exoplanet, which means it orbits a star. Ogle star is a small red star near the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Its location isn't what makes this planet's discovery so interesting. Instead, it's its temperature. OGLE is about 220 degrees Celsius below zero, which is about 364 degrees Fahrenheit below zero. It's the coldest planet ever discovered. Its exterior is covered in rock and ice and has been compared to a similarly cold and more massive Pluto, while its atmosphere is relatively thin and comparable to Earth's. OGLE was discovered using a less popular technique called microlensing. Microlensing occurs when one dimmer star that is closer to the Earth passes in front of a brighter star that is further away from the Earth. As soon as the more dim, closer star moves in front of the bright star in our eye line, The bright light of the more distant star wraps around the closest star, and the light gets split into two parts around the dim star. The gravity around the closest star magnifies the brightness of the more distant star, just like a lens of a microscope. The increase in brightness lasts about a month, but we know that the star will look its brightest when the Earth, the dim star, and the brightest star are all in alignment. But how can this help astronomers find an exoplanet? If there is a planet orbiting around the closer dimmer star, then the distant star will look even brighter for a short time as it aligns behind the dim star and its orbiting planet. So scientists will see a short increase in brightness as they look at the data from the more distant star. Astronomers believe there are a lot more planets out there, similar to OGLE. As scientist Daniel Kubis said, "The search for a second Earth is the driving force behind our research, and this discovery constitutes a major leap forward since it is the most Earth-like planet we know of so far." In the year 1991, a significant event unfolded involving Vasile Gorgos, a 63-year-old farmer hailing from Romania. He embarked on a brief journey for business purposes, bidding farewell to his family for a short period. However, as time passed, Vasile did not reappear, leading his family to presume the worst, that he had met an unfortunate fate. 3 decades drifted by, and just when hope seemed lost, Vasile resurfaced at his family's doorstep, clad in the same attire he had worn when he departed. The circumstances surrounding his mysterious vanishing left everyone bewildered, sparking a flurry of theories attempting to unravel the mystery of Vasile Gorgos' disappearance. Various speculations arose in an attempt to shed light on what transpired during his absence, keeping the community intrigued with the unanswered questions surrounding his sudden reappearance after 30 long years. Bacău is a charming town situated in Romania, forming a significant part of the Bacău district. The inhabitants of this region primarily sustain their livelihood through agricultural activities and the diligent care of livestock. Among the notable residents is Vasile Gorgos, an individual who would eventually gain recognition at a modest level within the community. Similar to many residents of Bacău, Vasile's primary source of income revolves around the trade of livestock. His daily routine entails embarking on journeys to various cities across Romania, where he engages in the sale of animals, as well as actively participates in agricultural exhibitions and fairs, contributing to the vibrant agricultural economy of the region. Vasile built a reputation for his regular business travels via train, venturing to different cities in Romania to engage in livestock trading. Typically, his trips were brief, lasting only a day or two before his return. However, during one specific journey, Vasile mysteriously extended his absence, causing deep concern among his family members. With no communication from him, they took the steps of involving the authorities and launching a search operation, yet all efforts yielded no sign of his whereabouts. As time elapsed, transitioning from days to weeks, weeks to months, and eventually to years, his loved ones reluctantly acknowledged the likelihood of Vasile's untimely demise. Grieving his absence, they commemorated him through regular memorial ceremonies, paying homage to his memory and the legacy he left behind. Upon arriving at the Gorgos family residence on August 29, 2021, a vehicle pulled up, and to everyone's surprise, a 93-year-old man emerged, revealed to be Vasile Gorgos. This unexpected return left his family both shocked and bewildered. What added to their disbelief was the fact that despite the time span of 3 decades, he was still clad in the same attire he wore when he departed years ago. More incredibly, he discovered that he still possessed the train ticket from 30 years prior in his pocket, a detail that further baffled those witnessing his return. Upon Vasile's sudden return, a myriad of questions surfaced, stirring curiosity and concern alike. The foremost queries revolved around his whereabouts during his absence and the peculiar choice of donning the same attire he wore when he departed. However, the mystery deepened as attention shifted to the contents discovered within his pockets. A train ticket from the Ploiești-Bacău route dated the day all communication was lost, and his ID card. While a medical evaluation indicated Vasile's physical well-being, lingering apprehensions loomed regarding his mental state, adding another layer to the perplexing circumstances surrounding his reappearance. Upon inquiry regarding his location and the occurrences over the past 3 decades, Vasile serenely responded that he had been at his residence. Interestingly, he had no recollection of the elapsed time, claiming it felt like only a few days since he bid farewell to his loved ones. His memory of his dwelling, family members, and professional endeavors from 30 years ago remained lucid and unaltered, yet the subsequent years appeared as a void in his mind. This anomaly left him puzzled and seeking answers to unravel the mysterious time lapse that had altered his reality. Despite the mystery that enveloped his memory, Vasile's demeanor remained composed and inquisitive as he grappled with the unsettling revelation of the missing years within the fabric of his existence. After the agricultural production cooperative in the village closed its operations in 1991, Gorgos made the decision to leave home. When he eventually returned to his hometown, his family faced immense challenges in tracing his whereabouts during the 3 decades he had been absent. Despite their persistent efforts, the mystery of Georgios' whereabouts and the events that transpired during his absence remained unsolved, leaving his family in a state of bewilderment and uncertainty. The son of Gorgos expressed bewilderment towards an individual, indicating a lack of understanding due to the incomprehensibility of his statements. The subject in question seemed to dwell on a past period when he was engaged in the breeding and trading of cattle, yet his discourse appeared disjointed, leading to confusion among those listening. This has sparked curiosity regarding the whereabouts of this individual, the circumstances under which he existed, and the possibility that he may have been subjected to unwelcome circumstances, such as involuntary labor. Such uncertainties have prompted contemplation about the nature of the life this person might have endured. Through a detailed medical assessment, Vasile's overall health was assessed to be robust despite his advanced age. Nonetheless, a significant challenge he faced pertained to memory impairment, rendering him unable to recollect events spanning the past 30 years. This peculiar situation presented itself as though the hands of time had ceased to move for him, encapsulating him within a frozen frame of the past. The examination shed light on his physical well-being, highlighting resilience despite age-related concerns and shedding insight into the perplexing nature of memory loss. In a quiet neighborhood where the Gorgos family resided, onlookers observed Vasile's unexpected reappearance. Yet their astonishment was so profound that they overlooked the license plate of the car involved. Further deepening the intrigue, the driver swiftly accelerated away as soon as Vasile disembarked from the vehicle. This perplexing sequence of events left the neighbors puzzled with unanswered questions lingering in the air. Various hypotheses have been postulated to elucidate the mysterious vanishing and subsequent reappearance of Vasile Gorgos. One school of thought posits that he potentially chose to leave his family behind in pursuit of a fresh start. However, as his well-being deteriorated, those he had connected with in his new life may have forsaken him, consequently prompting his eventual return to his original family circle. Some individuals speculate about Vasile's departure from his previous life, suggesting that unhappiness might have driven him to seek a new path. Yet nostalgia for his original family likely lingered as he aged. Alternatively, there's a notion that Vasile might have been compelled to endure a challenging existence. His return could have stemmed from an inability to continue working or due to the demise of those who held him in captivity. This complex narrative around Vasile's circumstances raises questions about the motives behind his actions and the varied possibilities that could have influenced his decisions as he navigated through different phases of life. Considered to be one of the most bizarre disappearances of recent years, the vanishing of a 39-year-old experienced outdoorsman by the name of Todd Hofflander from the Seven Devils area of Idaho has become a popular case amongst missing 411 and paranormal investigators. According to the events surrounding the case, it would be on the September 27th, back in 2010, that Todd Hofflander would go out for a short 4-day hiking trip with a good friend of his when he would suddenly be reported missing less than a few hours into the trip. The area where Todd Hofflander and his hiking partner would journey to was known as the Seven Devils area of Idaho, a wide-open location difficult for someone to have gone missing in. The region possessed little to no vegetation and was located high in elevation, making it easy for airplanes or helicopters to spot missing hikers. Additionally, the spot where Todd and his hiking partner were walking had a lot of exposed rock and dirt, making it much easier for their brightly colored clothes to be seen from the air. As can be expected, it would come as a terrible shock to everyone involved when Todd Hofflander would not only suddenly go missing in a short span of time, but would not be recovered even after weeks of searching. According to Todd's hiking partner, the two men started their trip up the mountain following paved hiking trails that stretched up to the highest summit of the area. Joining the two men was also Todd's black Labrador, Ruby, who seemed playful and excited to be on the hiking trip. After hiking for several hours, Todd would complain to his hiking partner that his knee had become incredibly sore. Although it was never explained if Todd's sore knee was caused by the hike itself or was due to an old injury or disability, the hiking partner would later tell investigators that it would be due to Todd's bad knee that Todd would decide to return back downhill and meet back up with his friend at a later time at the base of river where the two men had decided to make camp earlier in the day. The hiking partner would also tell investigators that he didn't believe that the sore knee was a serious issue, as there had been countless times when Todd Hofflander had made comments about his knees when hiking in the past and were often nothing more than a stiffness or general discomfort. After spending several more hours at the peak of the Seven Devils Mountain, Todd's hiking partner would slowly make his way back down the mountain shortly before the sun had set. As he approached the river where the two men had promised to later meet up and establish a primitive campsite, the hiking partner quickly realized that Todd was nowhere to be found in the area. Although the hiking partner would later tell investigators that splitting up during their hiking trips was common for the two men, he would have a terrible feeling that something was far out of the ordinary, and so would quickly contact local United States Forest Services and the local county sheriff's department to conduct a missing person search for Todd Hofflander by late evening. Several dozen volunteers from the sheriff's department and agents from the United States Forest Service would spend the night combing the area for Todd Hofflander, alongside close friends and family members. Yet no sign of the missing 39-year-old man or his dog, Ruby, were ever discovered. The use of emergency aircraft would also prove to be of little help as no sign of Todd Hofflander was reported from the skies. Even with the use of advanced thermal imaging technology and night vision cameras to scan the area for any signs of body heat, it was almost as if wherever Todd Hofflander had completely vanished from the entire region. Search and rescue volunteers would also grow increasingly concerned due to the plummeting temperatures of the mountain and the high elevation, making it difficult for even a well-insulated individual to have stayed warm through the night. It would be on the second day of Todd's disappearance that investigators would get a witness report from a passing hiker who claimed to have seen Todd Hofflander while he had been resting at the McAfee Cow Camp located at the halfway point between the mountain summit and the base of the river where Todd and his hiking partner had planned to meet. It would be on the second day of Todd's disappearance that investigators would get a witness report from a passing hiker who claimed to have seen Todd Hofflander while he had been resting at the McAfee Cow Camp located at the halfway point between the mountain summit and the base of the river where Todd and his hiking partner had planned to meet. According to the hiker, Todd had passed through Cow Camp and stayed there to rest a while before continuing on his journey. Using the Cow Camp as Todd's last known location, search and rescue teams would radiate outward from the spot in organized grid-like search patterns in the hopes of locating Todd or any of his belongings. Oddly enough, after another 2 weeks of searching, investigators and search and rescue volunteers were unable to find any sign of Todd, Ruby, or any of his belongings. After a total of 15 days of trying to locate the missing 39-year-old, investigators would call off the search for Todd, believing that he must have completely left the area and was most likely no longer within the national park. Several theories would soon be claimed by investigators, including the possibility that Todd had decided to purposefully abandon his family to start a new life as he left behind 2 children and his wife. Another widely accepted possibility is believed that Todd may have been attacked by a large animal as bears are commonly found in the state and could have been responsible for his complete disappearance. Even if that was the case, however, Todd's belongings should have been located within the area. Yet, despite searching for several square miles from where Todd had last been seen, there was little to no evidence of animal attacks or locating any of Todd's items. News surrounding the missing pair would not come forward until another 3 days had passed from the termination of search efforts. According to reports, it would be on the October 15th that a group of hikers passing through the area would find a black Labrador dog that would later be confirmed by Todd's wife as being Ruby. The hikers would claim to have found the dog while passing through the eastern slopes of the Seven Devils Mountain, the same area where Todd Hofflander was believed to have last been seen. In a bizarre turn of events for investigators, despite having been missing for more than 18 days, Ruby would be found in perfect health, as well as in good moods, as if she had been fed routinely while she was missing. Todd's wife would tell investigators that Todd and Ruby had always been inseparable, and that if Ruby was found in the area, then Todd must have also still been in the area. Seeing Ruby's health as a good sign for Todd's well-being, the search for Todd Hofflander would continue once more. Unfortunately for investigators and Todd's family, despite another week of searching, no sign of Todd was ever located, and the official search into the missing 39-year-old would be terminated. In an incident reported on Sunday, April 26, 2020, the Idaho County Sheriff's Office and the Idaho County Coroner were informed about a discovery made by a hunter who stumbled upon what seemed to be human skull remains above Bernard Creek. The hunter also discovered additional items in the vicinity, such as a backpack containing camping gear and a digital camera. This finding raised concerns and prompted further investigation into the circumstances surrounding the presence of these items in the remote wilderness. The collection of evidence indicated a potentially significant discovery that warranted a thorough examination to ascertain the origins and implications of the unearthing. 8 members of the Idaho County Sheriff's Office were transported via jet boat to the entrance of Bernard Creek by Kilgore Adventures. Subsequently, they embarked on a hike covering approximately 1 mile, during which they came across a fragment of a human skull and assorted skeletal remnants. Additionally, they stumbled upon hunting equipment and a backpack that Hofflander's spouse confirmed as her husband's possessions. The discovery of these items has raised significant questions and concerns regarding the circumstances surrounding Hofflander's disappearance, adding layers of complexity to the ongoing investigation. The intricate interplay between the recovered artifacts and the terrain they were found in suggests a deeper narrative that demands thorough scrutiny and analysis. In the backpack, the officers found a collection of photographs stored on an SD card that was determined to belong to Hofflander. Based on the evidence discovered at the location, authorities concluded that the human remains were likely those of Todd. To further investigate and confirm the identity, Idaho County Coroner Cody Funk decided to transfer the bones to the Ada County Coroner's Office in Boise for thorough evaluation and DNA analysis. This meticulous process of transferring and testing the remains highlighted the importance of accurately identifying the deceased individual. In late January 2021, the human remains discovered in the vicinity of the Seven Devils and Bernard Creek in April 2020 were conclusively recognized as belonging to Todd Hofflander by County Coroner Cody Funk. This identification was made possible through the utilization of DNA analysis conducted by the FBI. The thorough examination by forensic experts and law enforcement agencies not only brought closure to the mysterious case, but also shed light on the circumstances surrounding Todd Hofflander's disappearance. As of right now, no one knows what happened to Todd Hofflander that caused him to be found in such a way.